Removing a lower processor board. Remove the following components. Refer to the videos in the playlist for the procedures. Disconnect the internal UPI cables from the lower processor board. Record the cable connections first, and then disconnect and lift the cables routed through the lower processor board air baffle and set them aside. Remove the lower processor board air baffle. Remove the PHMs. Fully loosen the Torx T30 nuts on the PHM in the removal sequence shown on the heatsink label. Rotate the anti-tilt wire bales inward. Carefully lift the PHM from the processor socket. Remove the memory modules. Open the retaining clips at each end of the DIMM slot. To avoid breaking the clips, open and close them gently. Hold both ends of the DIMM and carefully lift it out of the slot. Open the cable clips and unhook the UPI module cables. Disconnect the UPI module cables from the lower processor board. For the primary chassis only, disconnect the SCM cable. To do that, loosen the two thumb screws on the SCM bracket. Use a screwdriver if needed. Remove the SCM bracket. Disconnect the SCM cable from the lower processor board. Make a list of all the cables connected to the lower processor board and then disconnect all the cables. Remove the lower processor board. Loosen the thumb screw that secures the lower processor board. Use a screwdriver if needed. Hold the thumb screw and lower processor board handle, and then slide the lower processor board slightly towards the rear of the chassis to disengage and remove it. Note: this lower processor board handle should only be used to remove the lower processor board. Do not attempt to use it to lift the whole chassis.